The Miser and His Diamonds. A miserly man used to live in the city of Delhi. He would spend very little money on his lifestyle, and in this way, he managed to accumulate a massive amount of savings. With these savings, he purchased diamonds and precious jewels. However, he lived such a simple life that no one could ever imagine he was the owner of such valuable treasure. The miser lived in a very small hut. But inside this tiny hut, he had neatly wrapped his diamonds and jewels in an old, torn, and dirty bag and kept them hidden away. One day, the miser's hut caught fire, and he began to scream at the top of his voice. His neighbors tried their best to put out the fire, but despite their great efforts, the flames rapidly spread. Seeing this, the miser began to scream even louder. Hearing his loud cries and frantic shouting, a goldsmith who lived next door became very irritated and said, "You fool! What was so valuable inside your hut that you are screaming and shouting like this?" The miser replied, "I am not crying for my hut. I am crying for my diamonds and jewels."
Surprised, the goldsmith asked, "Where did you keep them?" The miser revealed the exact spot where he had hidden the diamonds and jewels. The goldsmith was incredibly greedy. He proposed, "If I safely retrieve the diamonds and jewels, I will give you whatever I wished, and I will keep the rest for myself. Do you agree to this?" The miser thought to himself, "It is better to get something than to lose everything." So he agreed. The goldsmith then rushed into the burning hut, and a moment later he emerged carrying the bag of diamonds and jewels. He kept all the diamonds and jewels for himself and handed the dirty old bag back to the miser. The miser became furious, but the goldsmith said cunningly, "You agreed that you would accept whatever I chose to give you." The miser pleaded, "Sir, you risked your life and put it on the line to bring this bag out of the raging fire. Please take half of my jewels." The goldsmith smiled and said, "Absolutely not. I told you from the very beginning that I would give you whatever I wished." The miser refused to accept the goldsmith's terms and eventually approached the emperor. The emperor listened to his grievance and handed the case over to Birbal. Birbal listened to the matter and inquired about it. The goldsmith stated, "An agreement was made between the two of us. We decided that if I retrieved the bag from the burning fire, I would give him whatever I wished." Birbal turned to the miser and asked, "Is this true?"
The miser replied, "Yes, sir." "Then what do you want?" Birbal asked the miser. The miser said, "But sir, he is taking all the diamonds and jewels for himself, and he is leaving me with nothing but the empty, dirty bag." Birbal then questioned the goldsmith, "What do you actually desire?" The goldsmith replied, "Sir, the diamonds and jewels." "Then what is the problem?" Birbal said to the goldsmith. "Give the diamonds and jewels to the one you desire, the miser, and you keep the bag for yourself." The goldsmith stared in shock for a moment. Birbal added, "What was your exact agreement? You must give him what you desire." "All right then, sir. Since you desire the diamonds and jewels, give them to him, and you keep the empty bag for yourself. The matter is settled." The goldsmith bowed his head in utter shame.